Paris, take the stand. From shore to shore, we reclaim the land. Grit and glory in every strand. In Jersey Shore, we make our stand.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Jersey Shore podcast. That's S-U-R-E because we are always sure. We've got a good guest on tonight. I'll introduce him shortly. After the breaking news / monologue, we're going to keep it the same because, Trump orders lethal kinetic strike off of Venezuela, killing 4 narco terrorists. Warned by Trump, Hamas must accept hostage release, or they're going to face a lot of heat from Trump. So he went and he brokered a deal, which is great, between Israel. He has Qatar involved and all that, and Hamas needs to accept this deal to end this war. And I think Trump's the one to do it. I like the fact that the man he stopped like 7 wars so far, and conflicts, and whatever it may be, how long it lasts, hopefully it lasts long, but these conflicts have to stop. We're on the side of life. Here's a big one for Gloucester County. Jersey Superior Court found Gloucester County Clerk James Hogan had broken the law with the way he printed the ballots. It was very misleading to voters, so that's why the NJGOP went to court over it. And today, the judge ruled on it that he broke the law. I don't know what's going to happen with it. I don't know how they're going to. Well, we'll talk about that in the third segment. And then Trump, does another strike on narco terrorists, killing 4, which is great. And he went to Congress and he asked to deem them a terrorist group, so we can go after the cartels so they can stop shipping illegal drugs into our country and save American lives. Another good thing. So there's a lot of news out there today, breaking news, and I just have to say, I really like what Trump's doing. I can't agree with the guy with everything that he does. I mean, I think he's funny. We're going to see some of that stuff again today. But I have to go with, okay, I voted for the guy, so I have to trust the guy. And from what he's doing, he's doing great things. I mean, everything that's happening that he's doing right now, I can't disagree. And I'm always leery about being so one-sided and agreeing with somebody. When I vote for somebody, I want at least 60% of agreement with that person, and they're going to get my vote. And that's all I need, because it's just common sense. But I'm liking what he's doing right now, and plus I like to play around a little bit and make things fun, and he's been doing that, and he's making a lot of deals that are very good, and he's also strategically having the Democrats screw up. Like he's basically pulling them out into the open and making them show their true colors. I wish it wasn't their true colors. I wish we could be bipartisan, but he's making them show their true colors. So a lot of breaking news today. So we're going to get on with this show. It's Friday night. Thank you for anyone that's joining us tonight. I really appreciate it. It's a Friday night, and I'm going to bring on our guest right here. And this is Peter Sykes, candidate for Assembly in LD6, Camden County, New Jersey. How you doing tonight, Pete?
I'm doing great, Damon. Thanks for having me, my friend.
Oh, I like your sign in the background there. There you go.
Yeah, it's pretty, right?
Yeah.
Listen, I'll tell you what, sunlight is the best disinfectant, my friend, and that's exactly what he's doing. He's exposing all of them for who they are, and, that right there gets them out of the way, right? So that's what we need. We need people to see exactly who they are.
No, for sure. You are right about that. So we're going to go into our first hammer segment, which is called Blame Game at the Agencies. So, and the reason why I named it that is because that's what it is. It's a blame game. You see the left and the right, both of them blaming each other. And that's the thing. No one wants to take accountability for it. Now, of course, I agree with the right with this, because if you think about it, and I wish we'll play a clip in a moment with our favorite Congressman, Donald Norcross, and I mean that sarcastically, of him blaming the Republicans for it, when Clearly, you need 60 votes. All right. There's 53 Republican senators. So all of those Republican senators uh, voted to keep the government open or to reopen it anyway. So they need 7 Democrats. So you cannot blame it on the Republicans. It's ridiculous on its face. It's absurd on its face, and they just keep doubling down on it. So
Yeah, I don't know how they keep doing that, man. It's crazy.
yeah, well, here, let's just play this first video
Okay.
of Fredo, I call him.
Hi, Congressman Don Norcross here. Day 2, America held hostage by this Republican shutdown. Here we are, once again, in this terrible spot where Americans can't rely on their government because they shut it down. They control the White House, House of Representatives, certainly the Senate, and even the Supreme Court most of the time. They have the power to do this, and they decided to shut it down. Now we find out 15 independent websites that government runs where you can call and get information. They shut those down. President Trump has the power to make those essential. My office is open. It's essential. You can call us for help. But he shut down the government. Stick with us, America. We can do better.
Well, Pete, real quick, just to go to Fredo there, what he had to say. Number one, you call his office, no, you don't get any help. Nobody answers. You can never get in touch with him. Nothing happens. So that's BS. I call BS right there. If you go on his social media, every time he posts something, he gets trashed. I don't know how he gets reelected. Well, probably because I don't know. Maybe it was something that Gloucester County just went through. Yeah, well, he had money, and maybe they messed with the ballots, just like Gloucester County just won that case, and we'll get into that in the third segment. But again, like it's BS. How is it? I don't care if they have the White House. I don't care if they have the majority in the Congress. I don't care if they have the majority in the Senate. I said it before. You need 60 votes. 53 Republicans are voting for it, and one Fetterman.
Say it
Fetterman.
again.
Fetterman. So I want to make those T-shirts up that Fetterman is right. Because I think he's learned to come to the side. He's a big shock. What did he say about that?
Man, smartest Democrat I've seen in a long time. I mean that guy. He's at least common sense. He's not too far radical. And he really surprised a lot of people. But yeah, I mean, look, it's just crazy. I watched Hakeem Jeffries get out there, right? I can't wait to see the sombrero. Every time I see him speak now, I just right. I love that. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But I went ahead and I listened to him speak. He's blaming everything on Republicans. Everything. It's the Republicans' fault that the government shut down. It's the Republicans. Like you said, 53 out of 60, no Democrats want to go ahead and vote to do the continuing resolution. Speaker Johnson comes out and says that he brought the receipts with him too, had two big blown up pages so you could see exactly what he was talking about. Look, they want $1.5 trillion. They tried to hold Republicans hostage. Republicans were not playing that game. So now they went ahead and shut it down. He also pinpointed that 188 billion, I'm sorry, 188 billion dollars was going towards illegal health care. But now they're out there trying to say, no, it's the Republicans that are the ones shutting down the healthcare. They're the ones ruining the healthcare. Come on, man. Like, do your research. Just look at this. Like what are we talking about right now?
Yeah, I know. And it bothers me that people are buying it. The more, and it depends on what they watch. If you're watching CNN, if you're watching MSNBC or one of those channels, they're going to just keep propping up the left and the propaganda and all that stuff. But it's there. I mean, if you actually, anybody out there is watching, if you know somebody, know a friend that believes this, just ask them to look it up themselves. Just say, hey, you don't have to believe me. But do your due diligence and look it up for yourself. Don't just watch the news and see what they're saying. Oh, it's the Republicans' fault. No, really, it's not. They need 7 Democrats. They got one, as far as I know. Fetterman, I don't know if they got another one, but
I'm not sure.
Either way, they still need 7 Democrats. You got 50 Republicans, that want to keep it open, that are trying to reopen it, and then you need 7 Democrats. So it's preposterous that you're going to say it's the Republicans' fault.
Well, like you said, to look it up, right? Speaker Johnson came out. He told you exactly where to go look it up, right? Speaker.gov or whatever it was. It's all right there. And I guess the Republicans, it was a 24-page continuing resolution. Keep everything the same for another 7 weeks. And then we'll go ahead and we'll continue to try to work out a bigger deal. but they couldn't take that. They had to shut it down, and it's really coming back to bite them in the butt now, isn't it? Because apparently Trump can go ahead and continue gutting these government positions while nobody's there to give any pushback.
Yeah, we're going to get to some of that in the second segment too. So you want to see some funny memes? So
I love those memes, bro.
There's another new one. I didn't know, but we're gonna play the ones from the Pulse on Wednesday because they're just too funny not to play again. But let's play the next clip.
Democrats shut the government down. Up in here, up in here. Democrats want health care for illegals. Like if Jose crossed the border and Jose got measles. Here's an illegal immigrant affordable health care act for your aches and pains. Put some ice on that. Americans should get health care first. Up in here, up in here.
I don't know who did that, but it kind of popped up, and I inadvertently sent that link to the producer. I thought I sent him something else, but
yeah, it's all right, man. You gotta show it. You gotta show it.
Yeah, I was like, let's roll it. Let's go. So, but yeah. So that's like, and I like the memes. What do you think about the memes?
I love the memes, bro. Look, I'm having a hard time seeing the videos right now. They're not playing. It's like still shots, so I'm lacking over here, man. Because I love to watch those things. I got the sound, the songs in my head, right? Like every time, and every time I see Hakeem Jeffries now, I just imagine him. Where's the hat with the mustache? I can't wait to see it. But I'll tell you, this is the end of cancel culture, right? We're watching the end of the cancel culture. Remember when they cut out comedy? You couldn't do this anymore, right? You get canceled. Oh my God, he said something. He was labeled this bad word. Oh no. We're watching the end of that, and Trump is bringing the meme game back, and it's beautiful to see.
Yeah, and it's really like unprecedented to see the leader of the free world to be the one to bring something like that back, to be funny.
Mm-hmm.
All the stuff that he has to do and handle and all that, but to throw like the AI videos out there and just say, okay, listen, let's have a little fun with it and let's see how they react, because it's like I said on the Pulse, Trump is like the guy with the flashlight shining on the carpet, and then the cat's chasing around. That's the left, and they just can't capture him, because just and they
I like that analogy, brother. I like that analogy.
That's exactly what it is, man. He's like, I'm sure you've done that with a cat before. I did. I had a cat for years growing up, and I always tried to flashlight and would chase it all around, but could never grab it. And that's what Trump is to the left, and they just don't learn the lesson. They get all mad about it. Oh, he's a racist. He put a sombrero on his head. Why am I racist? I put a sombrero on somebody's head. Like, well, how's that racist? Do you hate Mexicans? Do you hate sombreros?
And that's when they keep using those words, they lose their meaning. That's the problem, right? Is you keep calling people racist in a video. We've heard it for 4 years, 10 years, whatever it is. We just keep hearing it. People are tired of those words, man. They no longer mean anything of any value. And it's unfortunate because they took words that had strong meaning and just devalued it all over the place.
Yeah. Well, and they're all full BS. And I'm going to play another clip. It's not for illegal immigrants, healthcare. And by the way, I got to reiterate to every listener out there, and the ones that are listening, I'm sure you already know. But if anybody else that catches this that's a Democrat, if you happen to come across this video, the government does not have money. They are not a business. They don't make money. They collect money from us, from people that go to work every day and pay their taxes. It's our money. So when they want to give illegals free health care and pay for it, and who's paying for it? You are. I am. All of you. Anyone that works. So I'm going to play this next clip. You're going to see the people that applaud. And like you said earlier, I'll let you say it afterwards. People that applaud on this. Let's play this next clip.
Raise your hand if your government plan would provide coverage for undocumented immigrants. Okay.
The Democratic debate. Okay, all raise their hand. All every one of them. So all the people clapping there. You mentioned earlier about what?
They're either very rich where they can afford this, or they're very poor. Unfortunately, that's the Democrat base, right? It's the very rich that can afford these, hit after hit after hit. We'll just keep giving all our money around and we'll still be okay. Or it's the people that are on the system that they're very, very poor, so they're not being taxed like everybody else. And that's the problem. The people footing the bill for this is your middle class. That's why the middle class is really no longer around. You know, I mean, they're doing everything they can to dissolve it, and that's a problem because this country was built by the middle class. I know they like to say it was the immigrants, and sure, when they first got here, but it's the working class, the middle class that runs America. You know, and we've just seen the degradation of that, over my entire lifetime, right? I mean, past 30, 40 years, 50 years, it just keeps getting worse and worse. But definitely over the past decade, I mean, working class is just getting destroyed.
So, yeah, I know. And then the thing is, the middle class, they're the engine that drives this country. I mean, that's what it does. And you look at across the bottom, Wall Street hits intraday records. Dow surpasses 47,000. So that was huge, and it's even with a government shutdown. So people are looking at this, and they know they're really not afraid because they know that they feel comfortable. They feel comfortable enough that the Republicans are going to pull them out of this because they see the Democrats as a sham. This is all a shell game for them, and they're getting exposed. They're getting pantsed. That's what they're getting. They're getting pantsed on live TV, and that's exactly what it is. And there's nothing they can do about it at this point other than act like idiots. Yeah, you seen little cat memes out there. They try to come out with some AI stuff.
Yeah, they try to get JD Vance wearing Captain America gear or whatever. Look, that's fantastic. Send him out. I don't care.
Yeah,
It's something else though, brother, to watch them operate. Look, I keep saying this is one of my favorite slogans anymore. We need to make shaming great again. Okay, and not just needless shaming, right? Not just going and picking on people just because, but when people have horrible ideas, when they're not working, when they're just not there to help people, we need to let them know about themselves. And we need to let them know, hey guys, look, this isn't a good look. You should really try to change this. And if they continue to double and triple and quadruple down like the Democrats seem to keep doing, I mean, you eventually got to shame them a little bit, and that's what Donald Trump is doing.
Yeah, you're exactly right about that. So he definitely is.
But he's doing it in a funny way, right? It's not like he's out there doing it in a mean way. He's not bashing, but he's letting you know.
Yeah, he is an entertainer as well. I mean, the guy knows how to get people's attention. Obviously, that's why there's Trump derangement syndrome, all the ones that hate him, the orange man.
Yeah.
But again, I said it before. Trump is he's like a mud monster. All right.
He just eats it. Yep.
You can just throw the more mud you throw at him, it's just gonna stick, and he's gonna still be the mud monster and keep coming. Like it's not gonna hurt him when you throw mud at him. So that's my analogy with Trump. But yeah, so I again, I'm not all in on one person all the time, but I have to say that Trump is doing a pretty damn good job right now. And I like the fact that he's trolling them and they can't, So.
Absolutely. And I would agree with your comment earlier too, right? 60-40. I mean, and listen, to be perfectly honest, Kamala was the other option. I mean, that was a nightmare. But Trump is a net positive all day, right? Trump is a net positive, and he very well could go down as the greatest president in the last century, right? You know what I mean? So I don't think that's very far to see, but it's kind of been a low bar as well, right? It hasn't been, we haven't gotten a whole lot of good things out of the majority of them, especially things for the people. That's why I say most of the time the focus is a little bit is on the people, and then it gets on the government. We need to get it back to the people.
Yeah, and I'm glad you brought that up about going down as one of the best presidents, because this was something I missed in the breaking news when the ticker tape was going across the bottom. So, but yes, so it was in Manchester. So basically, yesterday during Yom Kippur, an attacker targeted the Heaton Park Hebrew Congregation Synagogue in Manchester. So it was in Britain. So the attacker identified as his name is actually, God, it fits the bill. His name is actually Jihad al-Shami, 35-year-old British citizen from Syria. He drove a car into pedestrians, then exited the car, stabbed two people. There's two people confirmed dead. I don't know from the stabbing or running them over, and three that are critically injured. Now, and the reason I bring it up when you said, about Trump maybe going down as, one of the best presidents in this century, is because I always say, instead of we have a Hulk, we have a Trump. Trump came and closed the borders. Now, all these other countries are letting, that doesn't matter. And it has nothing to do with like who did what to who. That's not what I'm pointing out. But yeah, either way, it's horrible what happened. But my point is that when you open your borders and you take people in that aren't that necessarily don't like the West at all, don't want to adapt and assimilate to your culture, this is what you get. And they've done that over there, and we were doing it here. And luckily, we opened our eyes and elected Trump, and he shut that board down and stopped, because all the people that were coming here, you had all the illegals that were murdering people, and then that's why you see riots, people waving, Honduras flags and Palestinian
Mexican flags and all them different flags. Yeah.
It's like, yo, you're in America. You got to know you want to come here and seek asylum. Go through the process. Like Laura, what? She went through the process, right? How long did it take?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, look, it takes a long time. It definitely takes a long time to go through that process. It's very expensive, right? I mean, it's a struggle. You have to have somebody that vouches for you, and if something happens, you're gonna, basically be your sponsor. So you'll pay the, whatever, comes of that. But it's a process, bro. And look, we could talk about reforming that, and maybe that should be easier, but that's going to be put on hold for at least 4 years to clean up the mess that the Biden administration allowed. And you see the same things that was happening in Europe. It's like every single Western, country was allowing this to happen. And you said it yourself, assimilate. The people that were coming in weren't assimilating, right? They were bringing in their culture.
Yeah.
And their disdain for the West, but now they're here and they want free stuff and they just, want to tear it down. And it's like, no, look, guys, you can come here. We're cool to have you here. You're going to be a contributing member of society, but you have to melt and mold into American society, right? And into the Western society. And that's what they weren't doing. And now you're seeing these type of attacks and you're seeing these big groups of people, and a lot of it was screaming some nasty stuff, death to America and all this other stuff. They definitely don't like America. You know what I mean? So it's we got to get back to that. I mean, American patriotism, the American spirit, those were things that this country was founded upon, and that's what we need to bring it back to.
Yeah, and I'm having faith that we will, and we're getting there, because the things are pointing in that direction. As long as we keep our foot on the gas and get back to it, I think that's what most people want. Most people in this country that are either born here or became natural citizens, the legal way, that's what they want, because they wanted to be an American citizen. That's why they went through that process. And that they wanted to live it as American. They want the American dream. So I think that's the way the ship is steering right now. And we just got to keep our foot on the gas.
Well, we need to make the American dream more available for Americans at the same time now,
yeah.
Right? I mean, that's what it was. But right now, it's so out of reach for so many Americans, that's what we have to try to figure out a way to get back to is how can we, allow people to have that pursuit of happiness and to find that American dream. It doesn't take much. We just want a house with a white picket fence and a yard, right? That was always the dream. One job pays all your bills. I mean, be able to raise a family, right? And it's just we've gotten so far away from that, man, and that's what we're fighting to get back.
No, you're right. And I'll end this segment with this. I mean, I said on the radio show yesterday, I said, "Hey, I'm not afraid of it. I'm struggling to pay my mortgage. My homeowner's insurance went up. My car insurance tripled. My energy bills are through the roof. I mean, and a lot of the insurance stuff too. Even my hospital premiums. Like I was in the hospital back in April, that, but my insurance changed through the carpenters union where we have to pay more copay. And the reason for that is a lot of it has to do with illegals, being here and getting the free health care. Because even if you look at it, say they're not you're not giving them like an Independence Blue Cross card either way. But if they're pregnant, have a baby, you got to go to the hospital, and you can't turn them away, And
so it's also right. It's the insurance, right? Because we are giving some people, free benefits and whatever. The other side of this is people are going there and then just skimping out on the bill. And leaving. And guess what? They got to make that money up somehow. So that's coming out of our pocket too.
Yeah. No, you're right. All right, man. So let's take a quick break and then we'll go to the next segment.
All right. Sounds good.
Hi, I'm Nilsa Gonzalez.
And I'm Constance Ditzel. Together, we're running to represent you in the New Jersey State Assembly Legislative District 5. Have you heard of Murphy's Law? It's an Irish saying that says, if anything can go wrong, it will. Let's look at Governor Murphy's Law in New Jersey.
New Jersey has invested billions of your tax dollars in wind farms along our shorelines. Yet, they shut down natural gas and nuclear energy with no wind farms in operation.
We need a change in direction. Poor planning has resulted in you paying more for your utilities.
We need a change in leadership.
After 20 years of Assembly and Senate Democrat rule.
Constance Ditzel and Nilsa Gonzalez approve of this message. This ad was paid for by the Ditzel and Gonzalez LD5 campaign.
There you go. So this segment is Shutdown Politics, what's at stake for citizens. But to go back to the ad, that was Constance and Nilsa. They're your neighbor running mates, I would say, in LD5. You guys are LD6.
Yeah.
So,
both Camden County.
County. Yeah. And they're part of Gloucester County, too. They cover a couple of towns. So I'm glad that they're probably going to be happy what happened today with the judge ruling on that, which we'll get to in the next segment, everyone. But yeah, so what's at stake for citizens with this government shutdown? I don't think that much. That's why I don't think people were. That's why the stock market, is up. It didn't really shudder at all because number one, they have the essential workers, stuff like that, and Trump is keeping things open. Norcross, the video earlier, he was full of what, and he said my office is open. Okay, whatever. Barely ever is. He's barely how. So
well, Hakeem Jeffries was also echoing that statement. Oh, we're here with all the Senate Democrats. We're ready, but the Republicans, they're on hiatus. That's what he was saying in his Fox interview earlier. I'm like, really?
But they're not. They're saying they're going to shut down WIC for women, infant, children, and SNAP and all that stuff. No, they kept it open. Trump has the authority to name what's essential. So all that kept open. Stuff for the veterans, he's keeping that open. So 75% roughly of the government is still running. Now it sucks for the 25%, and even the 75% that are running, though, they're not getting paid. Well, they will get their back pay.
Yeah.
But the thing is, it gives Trump the opportunity to make some cuts. But before I get into that, I want to just play some videos from the polls on Wednesday because they were funny. I want to show my listeners like these videos. They're real funny. And then we'll go into more of the AI stuff that Trump put out again with the Reaper thing that actually you sent me, by the way. So,
yeah.
Let's play a few of these clips real quick because I think they're hilarious.
And if we give all these illegal aliens free health care, we might be able to get them on our side so they can vote for us. They can't even speak English, so they won't realize we're just a bunch of woke pieces of at least for a while until they learn English and they realize they hate us too.
Tree will get you nowhere. We are fighting to protect the health care of the American people in the face of an unprecedented Republican assault.
The Democrats and the fake news media are just losers. They're stiffs. Jeffries can't take a joke. Or was it a joke? He wants free health care for illegals while hardworking Americans pay the bill. He's the joke. What a crybaby. He can suck on an avocado while he cries himself to sleep at night.
Well, the first two were Trump's AI memes that he made against Jeffries and Schumer, which I thought were.
I love those. Yeah, bro, those are good.
Yeah, you've been saying it all day.
Every time I call you, man, I'm always on the phone with my guy Damon here, and that's it. Yes, I do it every time I call him.
So, and then the third one, Trump, that was my AI Trump that I made because I figured it was a good counter to it all. So, but yeah, that was funny as hell. But yeah, so,
Trump is a master troller, brother. That's exactly what he is, So that's a beautiful thing to see.
He definitely is. I mean, look at. I hate to even bring her up again, but look at Rosie O'Donnell. She left the
just
country.
Rosie O'Donnell.
Yeah. She's a slob. Them going back and forth for years before he's even president. And she said, if he becomes president, I'm going to lead the country. So I'll give her credit. She actually did.
Yeah. I wonder how she likes Ireland.
Must not be that much because she's still focused on the United States. She's still on the podcast. She's talking about Trump all the time. My therapist says this. My therapist says, well, either find a new therapist or just shut up. You live in Ireland. You live in Ireland. You're not in the United States. So shut up. Talk about Ireland, and how you can make that better. But
Well, you know, Ireland, I think, was part of one of the countries that had all the protests going on out there. So, I mean, she must have been right there loving that. She was probably trying to do a counter protest with a million Irelanders out there, you know, saying get all the illegals out. And she's
yeah,
over there, you know, with the blue hairs. I don't know if they got blue hairs over there in Ireland or not, but you know, she's on their side, I would imagine.
yeah. So what was fun? But there's so basically what happened is we got two more clips to play for this one, and Trump. Well, you know what? Let's just play the first one and then we'll talk about it afterwards. Let's go that route. Now that was a new one that Trump actually made. Again, another meme thing, and that was Russell Vought. He was talking about calling him the Reaper because he's the director of the United States Office of Management and Budget. So basically, you know, he saw that Trump. He's saying, I can't believe that the Democrats gave me, you know, just like let this happen, this shutdown, because now the executive branch can just basically cut the fat where they want. No, whether it be temporarily or permanently. I mean, so there's a lot of people going out there. Oh, Jason Cohen reacted to Damon. Okay, so Jason Cohen's watching. Thanks, Jason. Appreciate it.
Jason.
Yeah, he just shared it. You know, so I just saw.
All right.
So Jason, we were watching. You know, you can jump in and chat if you want. But yeah, anyway, sorry to get off track. But yeah, so the executive branch can cut different programs, things that are waste, fraud, and abuse, and he has the power to do that now. I guess so. I don't know. I just think it was like I don't know if it was like the art of the deal, how Trump manages himself. Like he backed them into a corner, like he got them to double down on their 80-20 issues, and you know, okay, well now you're giving me everything that I can do that you don't want me to do. So
yeah, I mean, you know, and I guess that guy was the Project 2025 guy, right? Is that what we were saying earlier?
Yeah, the Heritage Foundation. So
yeah, you know, so from my understanding with this, okay, the Democrats put themselves in a corner, like you just said, and now he can go ahead and axe whatever it is that he wants to axe, and they can't just start it right back up after the shutdown is over. So they'll have to go through the whole process again of trying to get it voted on. And with the fact that Republicans have 53 majority in the you know the Senate, right? We also have the House. I mean, that's going to be hard pressed to get the things that they want started back up again.
no, absolutely, yeah, it's going to be hard because they're going to have to get the votes. You know, they're going to have to on the House and the Senate to bring it back. So it'll be a tough thing for them to do. So we'll play another clip here, another one that you sent me to from.
Man, I'm like a meme lord over here. What am I doing?
Yeah, he sent me these two. So what the heck was that? What's the name of the movie again? I forget. I'll have to. You know, remember. Well, I'll say the fourth and
oh my gosh.
I know, I'm drawing a blank on it too.
Oh my, yeah, I watch that guy all the time though. The thing, the anonymous
this guy's
guy.
wearing the mask of the. Well, it'll probably hit me by the time it's over with. But it was an old saying too that in the movie, and it was there was a poem that somebody wrote a while ago. It was remember the 5th of November was when they tried to bomb a government building. But this movie was made. Damn, so man,
I know Nate's gonna get mad at me. This is one of his favorite movies, bro.
Yeah, I know.
I'm drawing a blank on the name now too. It's all right. Keep it going. Short clip.
But so I say, remember the 4th of November.
That's right.
Election coming up. So let's play it.
Oh, hold on this side. Vote red this November.
Are we witnessing one of the biggest political blunders in congressional history? Senate Democrats refused to pass a continuing resolution, a routine measure that keeps government open while negotiations continue. Instead, they chose a shutdown. Led by Chuck Schumer, but forced by the radicals in his party, they believed this would hurt President Trump. But here's the mistake. When the government shuts down, funding authority for programs and agencies expires. Contracts are suspended. And in that moment, the president and his budget director decide which functions are essential and which are not. That means President Trump now has the power to decide which Democrat-controlled programs are restarted and which are erased. And once something is cut, Congress cannot simply flip a switch to bring it back. They must reappropriate funds, hold votes, and fight uphill battles. The Democrats don't have the votes. So what looked like a tactical play may turn out to be their greatest strategic disaster. They gave Trump the very tool he needed to slash programs they've guarded for decades, legally, and with the full authority of the shutdown. The only question now is whether these cuts will be temporary or permanent. This is what happens when arrogance meets strategy. This is how history turns. My friends, we are all anonymous. We see the game for what it is.
When I dance, I do the Macarena. Shake it on my trailer campaign now. They all love me, cause I'm Dante. And every good American wants me. Votes for me, Joe just be on himself the first.
That was Trump's voice in the end of that. Have you heard that in the Macarena?
Yeah. You know, I wish I had one of those sombreros, man. You know, I'm very upset. I want one.
But the memes are flying everywhere. You got V for Vendetta is what it is.
That yes. Thank you so much. Sorry, Nate.
Everyone's doing the memes now, but V for Vendetta and then sombrero memes and it's like.
Well, look, this guy right here. This guy is on IG, right? Instagram, and you know, anonymous. I'm not sure what it, but he's got very he does his research when he puts these videos out. And you know, they're very informational, and it delivers it in a kind of fun way, so you pay attention a little bit more as well, learn a few things. So you should check that out as well. Those are pretty good over there on IG.
Well, that was the whole thing about the movie V for Vendetta. Like it was all about the against Parliament, and it was you know, less government, and the other government that took over. It was like almost a socialist communist government. And that's what the movie was about. He was kind of like a superhero kind of. The movie was about that fought against it, but I guess it's why they got picked that mask. It does make sense. But yeah, the Democrats are flailing. I mean, I really wish that the Democrats would come back to the JFK Democrats. You know what I mean? So.
The Fetterman Democrats.
Yeah, well, there you go.
Jeez.
At least where, you know, they may have different ideas on how to do things, but they could still get along with it and still get things.
Listen, I could work with Fetterman, bro. I'm just letting you right now. That dude, at least he's got a brain going on there. And you know, that's the future leader of the Democrat Party, man, unless they just continue to go off a cliff. But if they resume some type of, you know, normalcy, that's the guy that's going to lead that party.
Yeah, and the thing is, I was thinking about it earlier that, like, Democrats and Republicans, well, not all Republicans, but not all Democrats too. But I'm just saying elected officials. We'll say it that way. I can't believe how stupid most of them are. There's a lot that are very smart, you know, that are good. Look, the good ones I've been in for a while. And Fetterman, I wouldn't say he's the smartest guy there, but he has common sense. You know, he might disagree on where to go with different things, but he realized this doesn't make sense. Why are we doing this? Like, this is stupid. You know, and,
I'll tell you, I'm very pleased to see that he's recovering nicely after the stroke and everything he had. You know what I mean? And he's really coming into his own right now, I would say, as being kind of the voice of reason in the Democrat Party.
Yeah, well, Fetterman, we're over here, buddy. So, you know, you can join us anytime. You know, I'm sure Tulsi, you know, we'll show you the way. I'm sure RFK will show you the way. You know, just take that little jump over. You know?
Yeah.
Van Drew did it, and he's a prominent congressman in CD2 in New Jersey. So he used to be a Democrat too. I used to be a Democrat,
Well, he said that he's not leaving the party, at least as of right now. He said he doesn't have any desires of leaving the party. He's trying to fix the party, I would say. And look, I would love to see the Democrat Party come back to some type of normalcy, man. We are so divided right now.
Yeah.
Look, everything we've been talking about today, right? You see the divide going straight down the middle. People are living in two different realities, and it's just it's real crazy. And at least he's kind of in that in between, where he's like, guys, what are you doing? Like, I have no idea how you're even doing this. And that's what we said. He voted for the continuing resolution because it's the right thing to do.
Yeah, that absolutely is. I mean, I think that, like, if you see what happened to Schumer last time, where there's all the clips out there of Schumer, all of them, and even AOC saying there's nothing good comes from government shutdown. We can't shut the government down. Then last time they were going to have a shutdown, Schumer voted against it, and he kept it open. It was the breaking tie vote, and the far left radical base, they trounced him. I mean, he hated. They were calling him all kinds of things. So him, because he's afraid to get primaried by AOC, because she was looking interested in taking a seat, in New York. And so now he's past the point of no return with the far left. That's what shows you he does need to go. Now, do I want AOC to take his spot? No, but he does need to go because he doesn't. It just goes to show he doesn't care about the people, his constituents. He doesn't care about doing what's right. He cares about losing his seat. So he knows he will shut the government down and doesn't care who it hurts, what happens, doesn't really matter what comes of it, because he's bowing down to the radical left base that they let get out of control. It's like the Matrix. I know we like talking about movies a lot. Remember Smith in the Matrix?
Yeah, Agent Smith.
Yeah, remember when in the third one when Neo goes to Machine City and he says you have a program that's grown out of your control, and then Smith was taking over the entire Matrix, and soon he was going to get out of there. And the machine, whatever they're called, the leader of it, the big thing, it knew that he'd grown out of his control, so he had Neo stop it. So basically, I'm just saying that the far left has grown out of the Democrats, the moderate Democrats' control. And like Chuck Schumer, I would say probably was a moderate Democrat. But now it just goes to show you that he's all about himself. He doesn't care about anything other than keeping his power in his seat. And that's a problem for me. It should be a problem for the Democrats out there too.
Well, that's a lot of the career politicians, right? I mean, that's what you were saying. I mean, either side, right? It really doesn't matter. Is once you're there, you become part of the machine, you meld in. That's why term limits are important, right? And we should definitely be talking about those and continuing to try to push those and get those on the books. Because, there comes a time where you stop being helpful and start becoming part of the problem. And we need to go ahead and like, he should be retired, right? You know what I mean? Schumer should be retired.
Yeah.
He's been in there for how long? You have any idea how long he's been in there?
It's been a long time. I think since since the 90s. Late 90s, I think.
You see? Oh, yeah. Super Blue Lou. Him and Super Blue Lou came in at the same time. Okay, I got
you. Yeah. Super Blue Lou. Lou Greenwald.
30 years, Lou Greenwald, my opponent. Been in office and in the same office 30 years. He's been elected to this assembly seat 15 times.
That's right.
Let that sink in.
Well, let's take a break because we're going to get into local politics right after this. So.
Hi, I'm Constance Ditzel.
And I'm Nelsa Gonzalez. Together, we're running to represent you in New Jersey State Assembly, Legislative District 5.
Did you know that New Jersey schools can keep a secret file if your child begins a gender transition without ever telling you?
Or that lawmakers are pushing a bill that allows 14-year-olds to receive mental health counseling without a parent's knowledge or consent.
Even suicide hotlines aren't required to alert parents when their child is in crisis.
Parents deserve a voice.
Families deserve transparency. We need legislation for the next generation.
Constance Ditzel and Nilsa Gonzalez approve of this message. This ad was paid for by the Ditzel and Gonzalez LD5 campaign.
So there you go, Constance and Nielsen again, your neighbor running mates.
Yeah, look, man, if we can swing these seats, we need 13 of them, right? And me and Jack, that's 2. Nilsa and Constance, that's 4, right? Conwell and Chris Conwell and Lawrence Moore, right? That's 6.
Esposito and
Amanda Esposito and Jerry McManus, that's 8. All right. If we could swing 8 right here in the Camden County area, right? This little, Gloucester, Camden, and man, that would be amazing.
Yeah. So this segment, basically this is a big one for Gloucester County. It's a big win for Republicans, man. It really was, because we don't usually win this stuff. So I labeled this segment "Democrats Caught Illegally Redesigning Ballots in Gloucester County, New Jersey." Now, we've had problems here in New Jersey for a while. We were the only state that had a county line, and the county line was very misleading to voters, how the ballots were set up. So, for instance, if I'll go back to last November, the Trump election. So if you got just for the primary anyway, and so if you got the county line and you had a bunch of Republicans that are running, or Democrats, vice versa. So if you're a Republican going to vote for Republicans, you go and you see Trump and you see who's running for Congress right under, whoever got the county line anyway, right underneath Trump, whoever got for Senate, right underneath Trump, and all the way down one column. So you could go in, it's primary, and then every other candidate that didn't get the county line, they're out in like column E, column 6, whatever what county it was, and people will go in and just hit the button and vote straight down the line and say, "Oh, yeah, I voted Republican." People thought they voted for me, actually, and I'm like, "Ah, no, you didn't." I said I was all the way out here. You had to pick and choose. So they finally got rid of it. So in Gloucester, what happened? They just changed the ballots to make it misleading for voters. The Democrat did. James Hogan. The judge said he broke the law. You see it right across the bottom of your screen, right there. So it was finally got a win. Oh, here it is. Yeah. So this was a statement from Gloucester County GOP. If you guys can read it, it's small to me, but basically it covers what I said. South Jersey Democrats caught cheating by illegally redesigning ballots. New Jersey Superior Court found Gloucester County Clerk James Hogan had broken the law. So you guys can see that on Facebook if you go to Gloucester County GOP. I reposted this on my page on Damon Galdo NJ, and anybody wants to check it out can check it out. What's up, buddy? You're making some noise. Got my son over here making some noise. So
that's all right. My daughter's over here running the kitchen too, man. So this is just the interruption, I guess.
Yeah. All right, bud, get an apple. Go. Come on, making too much noise. All right, that's it. You got it. Go. See it. You can come back in a minute when I end it. So.
Look, brother, we got kids, all right? We're trying to change the world for them. You know what I mean? If we're trying to change it for our kids, we're trying to change it for your kids too.
That's right. So, but so there was more to this. We want to bring it up. So yeah, here we go. Bring up the here. Yeah, I'm going to open my screen up a little bigger. So there was one here from one gentleman. I think it was Joseph Hetzel. It says the trial court's sequence of rulings denying dismissal, scheduling a hearing, but refusing temporary restraints allowed an illegal ballot to be printed and used the election, resulting in irreparable harm. This constitutes both an abuse of discretion and a violation of New Jersey election law principles. For these reasons, the appellate court should reverse the trial court's handling of the election challenge, vacate the election results, and remand with instructions to order a new election using a legally compliant ballot. So basically, the judge said that he broke the law. So I don't know exactly. So it looks like whoever had a mail-in ballot, they're going to count it. So I don't know how many. I know one good thing is, and thank you, Adam Wingate, our Gloucester County chair. You are the man with your mail-in ballot initiative. I know that we have outpaced as Republicans the Democrats with mail-in ballots. Now I hope we get rid of the mail-in ballots, how they've been used.
Agreed.
Yeah, and I think Trump's going to do that in 26. That'd be great. But Adam Wingate got in front of it, and he'll be on the show probably next Friday to talk about this.
Okay, nice.
But he had a mail-in ballot initiative to get it out there, and the Republicans actually outpaced the Democrats because of that initiative that he pushed. So no one runs into those election problems, machines down and stuff like that, or it's raining out that day, or they get stuck at work, whatever it may be. But I want to go back to regular voting, but
Yep, 1 day voting. I like it. I mean, look, we wouldn't have these astronomical voting turnouts if it was 1 day voting. It would be much more the people that wanted to pay attention would come there. When you have the mail-in ballots that go on for what, a month before the election, or a month and a half, then you have the early voting for 3 weeks before election day. I mean, you get a lot of people coming out to vote that probably are more, of a low IQ voter, right?
Yeah. So
only the most determined will show up, rain or shine, on election day.
No, you're definitely right about that. So, but yeah, I mean, I just wanted to give a shout out to Adam for that initiative that he took care of.
No, absolutely, that's a beautiful thing, right? We need more of that.
Fighting this in court today too. I talked to him yesterday about it, and he's like, about coming on the podcast and talk about it. He said, "Well, let's wait and see what happens tomorrow. We're going to court. We're going to see what's going on." But it's another thing. It just shows you how much they cheat.
Yeah,
they'll do anything.
Well, right now, look, our county clerk here in Camden County, Pam Lampett, right? She was Lou Greenwald's assembly partner for 18 years. 18 years. Now, look, I'm not saying she's going to do anything, under board, but I mean, is it a possibility your partner for 18 years is there? I mean, look, I don't know. I got questions.
Yeah, I got questions for that too. I mean, you look what the clerk did here. And luckily the judge stopped it. I mean, stopped the damage for now. But the damage is already done apparently. But at least stopped further damage. But you got your general coming up, and you have the woman who was partnered at the hip with Lou Greenwald for 18 years. Decides to leave assembly and run for county clerk, and she's handling the election. She's handling the election, the count, and everything else. I would say there should be a recusal there. A little bias, I would say. I mean, what happened? That's her boy. I mean, they've known each other for a very, very long time. I don't think she should be the one overseeing the count in that election, because what if you guys win? So you win by 1,000 votes. Oh, let's sweep that under the rug. I mean, I'm not saying that she's going to do that. But it still makes you think like, hey, listen, it shouldn't be somebody that's that close to the guy, known him forever.
See that part. That's what it comes down to, right? Is like, hey, could there be a conflict of interest there? Absolutely. Not saying there will be, but the idea that is going to take place, you've had such a close relationship for 18 years, I feel like you should probably step away from that assignment. And
even if it's not like planned or anything like that, it's just a human emotional feeling. Like you and I are friends. If I'm in the position, I'm looking at, and then you lose by one vote, and I'm like, damn it, man. It would actually run through my mind to like just knock that vote off. I would never do it.
We're above board. We don't play those games.
No, I would never do it. I would never break the law and do that. But it was something that would run through. But the lesser person would then like, listen, we got to do something, because Lou's been in for 30 years. There's no way he's the majority leader.
You see that he's a big, powerful player in assembly, and when we knock him off come November, there's going to be people upset. Is all I'm going to say.
He's a Norcross guy. Norcross got him in. The Norcross is the most powerful family in the state of New Jersey, and one of the most powerful families in the country. So it's and then there's been some shady stuff with them. They've been indicted a few times. Not saying Lou hasn't. Not saying anything, but I know the Norcrosses have been indicted. They have been convicted. So just allegedly there was some stuff that happened, but it's just things that make you go,
Well, you had a court case that was like that too, I believe, right? The things that make you go,
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
So that's all I'm saying. Look, 18 years is a long time, right? And I just have questions. And in order to avoid those questions, you know, you could just step away and let somebody else handle this assignment.
Yeah, let someone step in that has no allegiance to anyone. You know, just a random person come in and just make it a fair election. I mean, it will make people feel better anyway.
It'll make people feel better, right? And that's it, right? We don't want to have any hard feelings when this is all said and done, one way or the other.
Yeah,
you
no,
know, and
I'm not saying I don't know Pam. I don't think she would do it. I hope she wouldn't do it.
Yeah,
But
I don't know either, right? So I'm not trying to, you know, say anything like that.
Have like questions raised and everyone talk because you see on the internet now. You look at Twitter, you know, or X now. Anyone that people make shit up all the time. All it takes is one person like, "Oh, it was stolen," and then we're here with a stolen thing again. Let's just get rid of that. The monkey in the room.
I can't wait to just get back to some normalcy, right? Just a resemblance of normalcy. Just, hey, look, man, good fight. You know, it's over now. You know, winner, loser. Okay, cool. Like, just that's it. Shake hands and go home.
Yeah, to where you just feel comfortable too. You're like, okay, I trust my government. You know, I'm going to trust my elected officials.
That's a hard one, buddy.
That's on both sides. You know, it's like,
I know. So, and for good reason too. Make no mistake about it. I mean, you know, I don't trust anything they say. I mean, that's where I'm at. But
all right, well, listen, buddy, we're going to wrap this up, but let's put your ticker on the bottom for your website and everything else, and you tell people where to find you and Jack Brangan for assembly. So if there we go, there it is on the bottom. But Pete,
yep, you can go check us out at www.votejackandpete.com. You can check us out on Facebook. We're all over there. VoteJackandPete.com. You can follow me, Peter Sykes. You can follow my running mate, Jack Brandon. You know, we're always on there just trying to engage as much as we can. And, you know, just trying to get out there and fight the good fight and hopefully make some well-needed and deserved changes here in New Jersey to put the people back on top.
All right. And then on Facebook, I think you have Vote Jack and Pete is your Facebook. Is a Facebook.
Yep, we have one of those as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
Vote Jack and Pete on Facebook.
All right. Well, November 4th is going to be a good. That's going to be a good day. Jack Chiarelli, man. I think.
So hold on real quick, Damon, before I go. I'm so sorry, buddy. We also have a meet and greet coming up. If you're in the area watching over at Cherry Hill at the American Legion, we'll be over there on October 7th from 6 to 8, I believe. But you can check out the website for further details on that as well.
Yeah, is Constance Nielsen going to be there as well?
I believe so. Yeah, it's going to be all Camden County, I believe.
All Camden County. But is Christian Navarro running for commissioner?
I'm not sure if he's going to be there or not, but I'm pretty sure we're trying to get as many candidates as we can out there because, you know, look, we just want people to come over, meet us, introduce us. We're all normal people. We just, you know, got tired of the way that the world is going and wanted to make change here because we can't afford to live here anymore.
Yep, you're right. And then everybody, all the listeners out there, I got some Deptford candidates for council. I'm trying to get the other two. And I know Conwell and Moore are busy, but keep them in your mind. Make sure you vote for them. Also, McManus and Esposito, keep them in mind too. I'm trying to get the one they're busy as well. And it's just the show is busy. And we're going to be busy on election night too. We'll be at Skeeters. We'll be live broadcasting, most likely. We're going to check it out on Monday. Make sure we have the capability that it looks like we do, and it's going to be awesome. So, but Jack Chiarelli needs to win. I'm confident that he's going to now with everything going on and all the headway that he's made and all the blunders of the Kamala Harris of New Jersey, Mickey
Mouse Cheryl.
Yeah.
You know, I'll tell you, I went to an event for Chiarelli the other day in Cherry Hill at the Reunion Hall Bar, I believe, or something along those lines. And it was electric over there, man. It was packed rafter to rafter. It wasn't a very big place, but it was packed. And it was palpable when Chiarelli showed up. Like, I'll tell you, the momentum is here. It's real. And I really think that we're turning New Jersey red this election cycle.
We have to. We're all hurting. You know, like I said before, I'm struggling to pay my mortgage. I'm working side work. And I make pretty good money. You know, this is tough. You know, I mean, everything. The rent is too damn high, as somebody said. I forget who said that in a quote. It was on the guy was being interviewed in the news a few years ago. But yeah, that's what it is. So all right. So before we go, I want to bring up Seth's GoFundMe. Seth, he was in the hospital again. I hope he's not again today. But the man's been in and out of the hospital like crazy. He's got the worst foot ever. So
We're praying for you, Seth. We're praying for you, buddy.
And he almost lost his foot. Like I said, I say it all the time. He doesn't even do it on his own show. He doesn't like doing this. He doesn't like ask for money. Just like Pete and Jack and everyone, they hate asking for money for campaigns, even though money wins elections, and money pays hospital bills. So, and that's when in-and-out hospital bills are piling up, but he's still he's making the shows, but I know he's in a lot of pain, and he was just in the hospital again for it. And I hope it's nothing serious, but if anything, there's a GoFundMe, there's a QR code there. Anything else, $5, $10, $20, whatever you guys can do. And same thing with candidates that you support too, because we need to make change all around. But all right, guys. Well, thank you very much. Thanks for joining. I know we probably didn't have a ton of people today because it's Friday night and everyone's out probably having a good time. But you can catch it later and rewatch it later. But thank you, Pete, for coming on again. Go Brandon Sykes and go all the other one. I'm not going to name them all again, but you guys heard it. So,
all right. Thank you much for having me. You guys have a great night.
All right. Have a good night.
Bye.
America's Pulse Network. The mainstream media is bought and paid for. The truth is twisted to fit their agenda. But America is waking up because podcasts are the future for trusted media. Welcome to the America's Pulse Network. It is a network built by patriots that upholds the Constitution. The America's Pulse Network stands for God, truth, and the America First movement. There is no corporate propaganda, no government spin, just real news, real talk, and real voices fighting for faith, freedom, and the future of this great nation with common sense. Here are some of America's Pulse Network podcasts. Alexandra Levine Live, hosted by Alexandra Levine. Jersey Shore Podcast, hosted by Damon Galdo. The Conservative Corner, hosted by Seth Eisenberg. APN's The Pulse, hosted by Alexandra, Damon, and Seth. So tune into America's Pulse Network on the following social media platforms: X/Twitter, Rumble, Truth Social, Facebook, and YouTube. Join the revolution. Because the pulse of America beats for God and country. America's Pulse Network is for faith, family, freedom, and truth.